Superheroes. We all like them. We want to be them. And Marvel and DC, one of the top two companies when it comes to superheroes. And that's exactly what I would like for today's ramble to be about superheroes. But not just any superheroes, public domain superheroes. And in today's topic, more specifically, I kind of want to, make my own superhero squad, similar to Marvel and DC with the Avengers and the Justice League. And it's going to be entirely made out of public domain superheroes. And so, let's dive into what weird and wacky creations public domain came up with today, shall we? Jack Dawson, later known as the Red Blazer, was a simple man who was out horseback riding on the prairie until he noticed a man burying an alien and for some odd reason decided it was a good idea to offer his help in burying the damn thing. Interesting origin story to say the least, and how he got his superpowers are even more interesting. Because you see, after he helps the guy bury the alien, the guy tells him, he was out visiting space one day and came back down. And so, just a little bit of banter, casual banter, nothing too much, nothing too crazy. And so, thirsty from his labor, the doctor dude offers Jack a drink, which knocks him out. And so the doctor decides to shoot him up into space. And so apparently, according to the wiki, he had to cross the heaviside layer of Earth and was informed via a note that he was exposed to astropyro radiation, which in turn gave him superpowers. These superpowers being the ability of flight, being able to control and generate heat. And that's about it. Short, wiki, simple and sweet. I mean, nothing too crazy, and a lot of room to be desired in terms of creativity and explorative options that one can do with this superhero. Heavy side, that can be explored a bit more, kind of like, what the heck is that? And so in terms of this cinematic universe, we could say, like, this is like an unknown, undiscovered kind of layer in the atmosphere that people haven't discovered yet, because I believe for the Fantastic Four, they were like sent into space and exposed to like cosmic rays or something of the matter, And so this kind of origin story kind of gave me that kind of vibe, where he was exposed to these cosmic radiation and got his powers similar to the Human Torch. Well, very similar. Only difference being his costume is completely different. So I would think, this would be an interesting character to have on the team. The role I can see him playing being, I guess, a role of what would the Human Torch be doing if he was on the Avengers. So, a bit of firepower. He doesn't have the power to turn into fire, which is a downside. So, his body's still human and everything, but, possible superhuman characteristics, being able to shoot fire and the like from his hands and stuff. And could be a power player. I guess another aspect one could have for him would be like he can absorb heat from the sun, similar to Superman in a sense, in order to boost his powers. But it's not like a 24/7 thing. It's kind of like something he has to willingly do. But all around, I think the Red Blazer is a pretty good and pretty interesting superhero with a lot of room for growth and potential. And so, this is why I want him on the team. And so I'm going to ponder on it a bit more and see what other kind of things, other kind of crazy shenanigans I can come up with them. So, Red Blazer on the team.
3, 2, 1.
The Purple Tigress. A character based on the color purple and a tiger. The color purple being my favorite personal color, and honestly, I believe the best color out of all colors. Of course, I do have secondary favorite colors, a third favorite color, and a fourth favorite color, in no particular order, those being yellow, green, and blue. But purple, number one for me. And tigers, I think tigers are cool. And well, when it comes to the Purple Tigress, her origin story and her powers aren't really explained on the public domain wiki, so there isn't a lot to go off of. And so that just leaves a ton of room for speculation and just, making up your own kind of character in a sense. At best, all of that it's known about her is that she can perform great athletic feats. She's very intelligent, being able to go up against an international jewel thief, and her eyes allow her to see in the dark. So when it comes to the purple tigress, one thing that I've been pondering about is the tiger aspect of her, so to speak. So in terms of her character, I was thinking, she's super strong, but she has like great martial arts capabilities. In terms of the tiger theme, I was thinking, tiger style kung fu, because why not? And I was thinking about giving her the ability to use ki of sorts, or chi, not in terms of like Dragon Ball where it's gonna be super over the top or nothing crazy like that. Though I would like her to be like a good sort of street leveler kind of character. In terms of that, I mean like kind of like Captain America, Winter Soldier kind of character for this team, so to speak. Although with her chi, she is also able to, amp herself into a more powerful state, of course, so she can hit harder, faster. Um, and with her martial arts prowess, I was thinking, because one of her feats was matching international jewel thieves, I was also thinking she could be a really good master of the tiger style kung fu, mastering it in such a way that even when going up against other masters of the same kung fu style, she's always superior. Or either when it comes to fighting other kung fu styles that are superior to hers, she's mastered it to the point where she can develop counters while maintaining the core aspect of tiger style kung fu. I think in the quote, beware of the man who practices the same kick 1,000 times. So, one style is all she needs to get the job done. So I think Purple Tigers would be a fun little addition to the team as a a street tier character. She can't fly with her chi. I want to make that clear off the bat too, but she can sense danger. So for some kind of precog, and that's about it. Also, oh, and she has a little ki shout, a little tiger roar, if you will. That would also be a cool little interesting power set for her. But yep, Purple Tigress is definitely on the team.
Three, two, one.
Next hero we have on the list is known as Red Lightning. Now, according to the wiki, he's already part of a superpower team known as the Power Society with a few other heroes. And well, frankly, I kind of like the name because I don't exactly know what the heck I'm going to call this team. But I won't take a name someone else already came up with. I'll try to be creative with my own thing. But Red Lightning, that name kind of, reminds me of Loxus and his Red Lightning. If anyone's ever read Fairy Tale, or at least, the newer shit. I mean, just something that came to mind. But Red Lightning, as the name would suggest, a bit of an electric hero. And so another elemental hero as well. So we would have a fire elemental and a lightning elemental. It's funny how both of their names kind of have red in it. Weird. I don't know. I kind of just picking characters at random. But I think another elemental hero, it wouldn't be a bad addition. You know, a bit of a bit of variety. A fire elemental, a lightning elemental, just random characters for random situations that you may never know would pop up. So I feel like, because his story, there's not much to it, this is also leaves room for a lot of interpretation and a lot of um, potential because he has the other interpretations made by different people. So I would kind of like to come up with my own interpretation of this character and use him as well, mainly because I just really love electrical based superheroes. So I would like to have Red Lightning on the team.
3, 2, 1.
Captain 3D. An interesting name, and me personally, I felt no team would be complete without a captain character. We all need a captain, you know? And I feel Captain 3D might be the team leader, hence the name Captain. Captain being the rank you can get, which is as close as you can get in terms of having a high military status while also being on the front lines. So I think the name is just very important all around. And I like the name in general, Captain 3D, a character that had a one off appearance made by Jack Kirby. And it seemed, according to the wiki on public domain, has many other characters inspired by him. And so it kind of makes you wonder, why was he axed? I feel like the idea behind him is really unique and interesting. He's a guy that is the last surviving race of his people and has lived for millennia stored inside of a special book called the Book of D and could only be released by some special 3D glasses. He sports very high intelligence and is stronger than any normal human, faster, smarter, but I believe just from his race or whatever his species is, he also sports a higher intellect naturally. And I just think that's really fascinating. And I also find that his main thing is outside of, enhanced strength and physicality, he also has gadgets to go along with it. So it's not like he's not like someone like Cap where, he has, strength and a shield. Well, he's like Cap in the fact that he's also incredibly intelligent, mathematically capable, and just other enhanced aspects. Almost like a super soldier, but instead he's an otherworldly being. And I just think the concept of that is really neat. And also the fact that he's from an extinct race of people has high potential of just expanding the lore of this character and just what his people are truly capable of. Now, I'm not going to go in and try to make it like Doctor Who level intelligence and that kind of level of gadgetry, but I mean, the potential for it is there. And knowing comic books and, being that this is my own personal superhero team and just characters who I would want on it, I would think this high level of gadgetry might be possible in the future if I feel like a villain or a villain threatens the universe enough. It might call for this level of intelligence, and Captain 3D just might be the man to do it. And so I feel like this would suit that role very well. And another aspect I believe on the wiki was that he's able to traverse 2D and 4D worlds. So, right off the bat, he can already be a two-dimensional character and a fourth-dimensional character. So I think the potential for his power set is very high, and if his intelligence can match it, then we've got ourselves a really, really powerful ally on our hand. And I mean, really, like, slap this guy in DC, and he has the power to easily become fourth dimensional. And knowing how DC tiers its stuff, he's literally a tier below Mr. Mixie. So imagine if Captain 3D gets the power to become fifth dimensional. You could say he's on the scale of Mr. Mixie. So, like, he can, like, destroy entire multiverses, So I'm like, yeah, this guy can be very, very dangerous if put in the hands of a good writer. And which is why I would definitely want him on my team. I don't want him as an enemy, that's for sure. So that's my brief rundown of my superhero team, all inspired by public domain superheroes, or at least, ones that I found on the website. If there are any heroes that you might want to see on this odd assortment of heroes, let me know in the comments. I'll read them over and I might make a follow-up video to this. Or perhaps if you have any ideas for what kind of superpowers or special abilities or story plots these characters could have, let me know in the comments. I would definitely like to talk about, what could a one-off movie for these characters have in store. Something to really introduce these characters to the audience, similar to the way Marvel did it. Instead of just straight out with Justice League like DC, just, let characters get to know them first, then round them all up on a team. but I would say these would be the core characters for this team. So, yeah. Any other thoughts and opinions? Let me know in the comments and I will definitely check them out. Other than that, it's been your boy Ray Chan and I am signing out. Peace.